You've been at your job for 3 years. You started at $55,000, got 2 cost of living raises that brought you to $58,500, and somehow you feel broker now than when you started. Your rent went up $200 a month, your car insurance jumped, everything costs more, and that raise? After taxes, it's an extra $180 a month. $60 a week, less than $9 a day. Meanwhile, your company just posted record profits. Your manager drives a new Tesla. The VP who joined 6 months ago is making double what you make. And you're sitting at your desk thinking, I work hard, I'm good at my job, I show up every day, so why am I still struggling? Here's what nobody tells you. Your 9 to 5 isn't designed to make you wealthy. It's designed to keep you exactly where you are. Comfortable enough not to quit, but never quite comfortable enough to stop needing the paycheck. My name is Bob, and I spend way too much time thinking about why intelligent, hardworking people stay financially stuck in jobs that underpay them. If you're someone who works 40-plus hours a week, does everything your boss asks, but still lives paycheck to paycheck while watching everyone around you seem to figure it out, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Today, we're talking about the 9 invisible traps built into the 9 to 5 system that keep you underpaid. And I'm not talking about obvious stuff like negotiate your salary. I'm talking about the psychological and mathematical traps that are so normalized you don't even recognize them as traps. Let's start with the biggest lie in corporate America, the annual raise. Every year, if you're lucky, you get a 3% raise, maybe 4% if you really crushed it, and you feel grateful. Here's the thing. A 3% raise in an economy with 4% inflation isn't a raise, it's a pay cut. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, average inflation from 2020 to 2023 was around 5.2% annually. The average raise? 3.8%. That means the average American worker got effectively poorer every single year. Let's do the math. You make $60,000 a year. You get a 3% raise, that's $1,800 more, or $150 a month. But if inflation is 5%, you needed $3,000 just to stay even. You're $1,200 behind. Here's what most people don't realize. Companies budget raises as a retention tool, not as wealth building. HR calculates the minimum raise needed to prevent you from job hunting. According to a 2023 ADP study, people who stay at the same company for more than 2 years get paid 50% less over their lifetime than people who switch jobs every 2 to 3 years. 50%. The trap is thinking loyalty and consistent raises equal progress. They don't. They equal stagnation wrapped in the illusion of advancement. Let's talk about promotions. You've been a marketing coordinator for 2 years. Your boss says, great news, we're promoting you to senior marketing coordinator. You update LinkedIn. You tell your family. Then you look at your paycheck. It went from $55,000 to $58,000, a 5.4% increase. Except now you're managing 2 people, handling 3 additional accounts, and available on weekends. Your hourly rate actually went down. According to PayScale's 2023 report, 42% of promotions come with a raise of less than 5%. 12% of promotions come with no raise at all. Companies know you won't push back. You're excited about the title, relieved to be recognized, so you don't negotiate. Here's a real example. Someone got promoted from account manager to senior account manager. Salary went from $62,000 to $65,000, a 4.8%. But her responsibilities tripled. 6 months later, she applied to a competitor and got hired at $85,000. Same title, 30% more money. Companies have different budgets for promotions versus new hires. When they promote you, they're constrained by your existing salary. When they hire someone new, they're competing for talent at market rate. The trap is accepting the title without ensuring the compensation matches. Get the title, get 6 months of experience, then leverage it for a real raise somewhere else. Your workplace is not a family. I don't care how many team-building exercises they make you do. It's a business transaction. But companies want you to think it's a family because then you'll work late without extra pay because the team needs you. You'll skip vacation because we're slammed. You'll take on extra projects without compensation because we all pitch in. According to a 2022 SHRM study, companies that heavily emphasize family culture pay 8 to 12% below market rate. They've convinced you that loyalty should matter more than money. A friend worked at a startup with constant family talk, free snacks, ping pong, casual Fridays. He made $68,000 when market rate was $85,000. He stayed because of loyalty, worked 60-hour weeks without overtime. Then the company had a bad quarter and laid off 30% of staff, including him. No warning, just a 15-minute meeting with HR. That's when he realized the family narrative is one-directional. You're supposed to sacrifice, but the company treats you like a line item on a spreadsheet. Every dollar you leave on the table out of loyalty goes to shareholders and executives. Over 10 years, that $17,000 annual difference is $170,000. Invested at 8%, that's over $260,000 in lost wealth. You've been at your company 5 years. You're vested in the 401k, you have 3 weeks vacation, good health insurance. You're comfortable. The thought of leaving feels overwhelming. So you stay, even though you're underpaid, even though you're bored, even though you could make more somewhere else. According to Glassdoor, average tenure is 4.1 years, but for people over 40, 9.8 years, because by then, the golden handcuffs are too tight. Let's do the math. You make $90,000, 3 weeks vacation, good insurance, 6% 401k match. Switching would mean 2 weeks vacation for the first year, losing $5,400 in matching. Total loss, $7,130. But if you left, you could get a 15 to 20% increase, $13,500 to $18,000 more per year. Even in year 1, you're ahead by $6,370. Over 10 years, staying at the lower salary with 3% raises and 4% match, you'll earn about $1,036,000. Switching to the higher salary, $1,193,000, that's $157,000 more. Humans are loss-averse. Losing vacation feels worse than gaining $13,500 feels good, even though the gain is larger. Companies engineer this into compensation. Those golden handcuffs aren't made of gold, they're made of fear. Fear of change, fear of the unknown, fear of starting over. Your salary. You make $70,000 a year for 40 hours a week, but you actually work 50. You answer emails at night, you work weekends, you don't get paid extra. When you work consistent unpaid overtime, you're taking a pay cut. $70,000 for 40 hours is $33.65 an hour. At 50 hours, $26.92. That's a 20% pay cut you gave yourself. If you work an extra 10 hours per week for 50 weeks, that's 500 hours of free labor. At your actual hourly rate, that's $16,825 you've donated to your employer. According to a 2023 Economic Policy Institute study, salaried workers average 49 hours per week. That's 9 hours of unpaid overtime weekly. Across all salaried workers, that's $61 billion in unpaid labor annually. Here's someone who got trapped. Marketing manager making $75,000 working 55 to 60 hours because that's marketing. After 2 years, she got promoted to senior manager. The raise, $7,500. She'd worked 1,560 hours of unpaid overtime worth $43,680. Her reward was $7,500 more per year. When you consistently work unpaid overtime, you train your employer to expect it. It becomes the baseline. The fix is simple but difficult. Establish boundaries immediately. Work your 40 hours excellently, but when 5 p.m. hits, you're done. You get hired to do a specific job, get good at it, and then just keep doing it forever. You're not learning anything new, you feel productive, competent, but your market value is stagnating. Your salary isn't based on how hard you work, it's based on how scarce and valuable your skills are in the market. Example, you're a social media coordinator. After 5 years, you're excellent at scheduling posts and tracking engagement, but the skills required haven't changed. You're not learning strategy, paid advertising, or team management. Meanwhile, the market wants social media managers who can do strategy, run ads, and analyze complex data. Your skills are entry-level valuable. You're making $52,000 when you could be making $75,000. LinkedIn's 2023 report, 94% of employees would stay longer if companies invested in development. but only 34% report their company actively helps them develop skills. There's a financial incentive for companies to keep you in a skill-ceiling role. You're unlikely to leave because you take a lateral move, but you're also not going to command higher salary because you haven't developed new capabilities. Someone supervised customer service for 7 years, making $48,000 to $56,000. Then his department was outsourced. The market didn't care he was amazing. They cared about modern skills. Salesforce? Tableau? AI chatbots? No to all. He took a pay cut to $51,000, essentially starting over. The fix? Spend 5 hours per week developing skills that increase your market value. Take online courses, get certifications, build projects. Learn skills valuable outside your current company, not just internal processes. Your company's 401k match isn't a benefit, it's a retention mechanism.